Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to the vlog. I'm here with my guy Al Machino, of course, the Machino Reticulated Python, literally one of the coolest snakes. Now, he doesn't preside here at the Reptarium, but we try to bring him over as much as possible because you can see he's such a great handling snake, not to mention he is absolutely gorgeous. So when we get this expansion done, he definitely is going to be next door, and we need him out because he is just such a great snake, and certainly one of the hits here at the Reptarium. With that being said, you guys know that I read all of your comments on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. You know, comment down below because I like reading about you guys. And I always try to address things that people say within reason, of course. But someone had mentioned, like, where was the origins of my kind of love for animals? Not to mention, where did I start? You know, obviously, I've been relatively successful with several businesses, most of which having to do with animals and stuff like that. But did somebody help me? Where did I come from? Did I come from an affluent family? Did, like, someone in my family have a business sense or something like that? So I figured today I'd talk a little bit about that and kind of go back to my origins. I've worked really hard for pretty much everything I had, and I've really thought about the fact that maybe I haven't even told the whole story of some of my kind of, you know, humble beginnings, let's call it. And yeah, Perdita, what's up, baby girl? What are you doing? Just she is such an amazing animal, there's no doubt about that. I actually grew up in a suburb just outside the city limits of Detroit in a 3-bedroom brick ranch. And this is the house right here behind me where it all started. This is the house that I got my very first snake. I grew up here before I bought my first house with Lori. That's right, about 200 snakes in this house in a little suburban area outside Detroit. You know, we didn't really have much. You know, again, when you grow up with things, you don't really even know how little you had. We didn't even have a family car until I was 8 years old. I mean, we probably went to fast food Wendy's like once a year. That's all we could afford. I remember, again, once a year or so, I would go to the movie theater and we would see a movie. That was like the big thing, and maybe that's why I'm such a movie buff now, is because that was like the only thing our family could really afford to do. But we were happy. We didn't know we didn't have money and stuff like that. And, you know, my mom certainly provided for everything that we actually needed, but there was no doubt that my love of reptiles kind of started in those ages, right? And I would spend literally every summer in the woods, basically just looking for reptiles and amphibians, and that was kind of my release, right? You know, to get away from everything. And it's really strange that, you know, we didn't have a family pet. We didn't have a dog. We didn't have a cat. None of my uncles or aunts had dogs or cats. None of my friends had animals. So I don't know why I was so obsessed, but that was certainly kind of my way to get away from everything else. And the woods was where I was the happiest when I was a kid. And that's probably where my love of garter snakes really continued to flourish. I mean, this is actually what they call a Scots garter snake. It's a Mexican garter snake, one of the biggest species of the Thamnophis. I mean, these guys can literally get 4 foot plus, really incredibly beautiful. But again, when I was a kid, I used to run out there and catch snakes. Now, my mom never let me keep snakes in the house, right? There were no pets in our house whatsoever, and that was hard for a kid that was so obsessed with reptiles like I was. So I would keep all of my garter snakes that I would catch out in boxes in my garage, you know, and I would do all kinds of crazy stuff, just loving these guys. And I remember I used to catch tadpoles in the same woods, and I would take this box and I would line it with a garbage bag so that it could hold water, and one side would be water and I'd build up dirt on the other side. That way I could watch them metamorphose, you know, grow the back legs, eventually come out of the water and hop away. I mean, that was awesome. But again, I couldn't keep reptiles till I was 15 years old, and finally my mom bought my first snake on my 15th birthday. Now, when it comes to Lori, she was definitely born with a silver spoon in her mouth. Yeah.
What?
You came from like an affluent neighborhood and stuff like that, right?
What are you talking about?
Just trying to, you know, I'm just trying to set this tone for people to know why you were like so snooty.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not snooty. And second of all, you came from a much more affluent family than I.
Oh my family affluent. But Lori, maybe this gives you a little example of why Lori is the way she is. She grew up in the Detroit. She grew up in the D.
I literally grew up in the D, not the suburbs like everybody says they
And
are.
listen, I tell you, when I was first dating Lori, I would go down there and I was afraid I was going to get killed, because you'd hear like gunshots. You'd walk down the street to her mom's house and people yelling out the windows at you. Hey, you know, I mean, they were yelling some bad stuff. But anyway, I won't get into that. The point is that Lori, that's why you're so tough, right?
Yes.
You have to fight your way up through the streets.
Yes.
Spitting some spaghetti.
Once in the hood, always in the hood. Part of you.
I was like, I was Eminem in it.
Eminem.
And that first snake was actually a normal Burmese python, just like my guy Snaz here. It was just a baby, and to be honest with you, I was working at this pet shop called the Pet Vendor, and I actually didn't realize how big Burmese pythons got. You know, there wasn't a lot of information back then on snakes, and the pet shop owner told me that they got like 6 or 8 foot. So I bring home this Burmese python as my first pet snake, which, by the way, I never suggest people doing, but that was where it all started. You know, one snake turned into 2 snakes, which was a ball python and a boa, by the way, and then next thing I know, I had hundreds of snakes in that basement. And the one thing about my success, or this few decades of success, you should say, it was always about hard work, right? It was about working day and night. When my friends were going out to the bar when they were 18, 19 years old, I was home working on snakes. I was cleaning animals. When my friends were going on vacations and doing things in the summer, I was working. I was building BHB reptiles because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to spend my life around reptiles, and the only way I knew how to do it was hard work. And that work ethic, you know, really came from 2 areas, to be honest with you. And by the way, I love feeding my frogs. They're absolutely incredible. You know, it's one of the things that I love to do every single day. They're just so cool. Really cool animals. But the truth is, and this isn't a woe is me type of thing, you know, again, we were fine when we were kids. It wasn't like we were poor. We just didn't have a lot of money and stuff like that. And I certainly didn't have anyone to guide me on like a business path or something like that. But the truth is that I also had kind of a bad real dad, right? And what I mean by that is that my real dad was an alcoholic, wasn't in my life hardly at all, always really called me a loser, said I would never amount to anything, stuff like that when I was just a little kid, which is just horrible. And again, I'm not looking for sympathy here. I'm just saying that motivated me to prove him wrong, right? I was on this path to say, I'm not a loser, I'm gonna do well. And then on the flip side, when my mom finally did divorce my dad, which basically wasn't around anyways, she married my stepdad when I was about 9 years old, and he was a great man, a blue-collared worker, mechanic, worked 7 days a week, and he instilled in me amazing work ethic. So with the fact with my real dad and me trying to prove him wrong, and my stepdad who instilled a great work ethic into me, it was kind of a great combination. And I don't take that as a negative at all. I don't look at it as like, oh, poor me, my dad wasn't good to me. I think of it as it was a good thing that it motivated me to achieve things, and then my stepdad motivated me to work really hard. You guys know I love shirts. Someone sent me this shirt, my spirit animal, of course, a sloth. With any luck, I'll hopefully have a sloth and you guys can come visit sometime. Unfortunately, I don't know who sent it to me, so whoever did, I appreciate it. And speaking of shirts, there's actually only like 6 days left for the salt and pepper merch. So you can go to barczykboys.com and get you some if you want. Again, only I think 5 or 6 days, not 100% sure, but nevertheless, the time is running out and they're gone forever. barczykboys.com, get you some now. Okay, couple packages from the post office. What do we got?
I don't know,
We
small
got
parcel.
This says my name.
Oh, then you open it.
Say my name.
Is it
say
for
my
you
name.
or is it for me?
It says Lori. Barczyk.
But
Okay.
why would
I
a
ordered
fan
something,
send you something?
but I don't think this is it.
Don't look at it. Open it.
Let me see.
It's a note.
Fine.
Yeah,
Okay, you
jeez.
can read that.
Thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy day to send me a card. I love the stickers. Cool, we sent them stickers. That's awesome. Also saw you like
Dark chocolate.
I also saw that you like dark chocolate and sent you a couple of the big. What's that?
A couple of the big thank you.
A couple of
So this is from Linda, and I sent her a thank you card with a couple stickers, and so she sent me something for sending her a thank
Oh,
So-
look at this.
you. But
Chocolate.
this is Lori.
we
These
should
are
try it
mine.
right now, huh?
These are nice though. These look
After-
good. Okay.
You know what?
I'm
That was really
excited.
fun. That was great. Let's move on.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
weird.
that's awesome.
I don't
Let's
even
go.
like dark chocolate. You got luck.
Licorice. and
Okay,
sea
make
salt.
today awesome. Thank you.
There's a peace sign. World peace, everybody.
This one may or may not have made it,
It's either
a
broken
jingly.
or
or jingle bells.
I hope that it's not broken.
It would kind of be cool if they were jingle bells.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, it's not
It
good.
didn't make it.
Wait, let me guess.
Sorry.
Is it a clay make?
Oh, wait, you're getting pieces everywhere.
Okay, well, it looked really
It's a
cool.
mug. Oh my god, look at how cool it is.
It would have been super cool.
I
It
don't
says
know.
make today awesome.
Should we try to
I'm
drink
s-
something out of it?
Sure, Noah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Wait,
I mean, I can try to piece it together. I'm sorry. By the way, if you ever send mugs or anything like that, you gotta do them in a box. I mean, they're
Yeah, or just
yeah.
wrapped.
So
a
I'm
little.
so sorry that it came
Where
in,
is
but
it?
it's a beautiful mug. Thank you so much.
Well, let's
All right,
see
Noah,
it.
see if you can see if it'll work.
See who
Let's
it-
see.
See if it'll work. I'm
Oh, you're gonna.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, from the broken side.
Oh my god.
It works.
Thank you. All right. Noah's enjoying the mug. I'm sorry that it didn't make it here, but
But it still
was
says make today awesome.
Yeah, and it was the thought that counted. So you guys are awesome. Again,
Thank you.
anyone else sends mug, put it in a box. But you guys are great. I can certainly get a lot more into kind of how BHB and my business has started, and I could do that in future vlogs if you want. Let me know in the comments what you feel about it. But really, albino Burmese pythons were the first investment snake. You know, back in the late 80s, albino Burmese pythons were going for about $1,600 a piece as babies, and that was my first big investment. You know, I took every dollar I had, my college fund, to be honest with you. I took it, instead of going to college, I invested in a pair of albino Burmese pythons for $3,200. But that's really what started my business, right? Because a couple years later, about 18 months later, I produced a bunch of albino Burms. They were down to about $800 at the time, but still, $800 times 20-something babies and a bunch of heads, that's really what started it. But it was all about like believing in myself, working hard towards a goal, and knowing that I wanted to do something, even though, honestly, everybody in my life thought I was absolutely crazy. Andrew's really been working on salt and pepper and the noises and stuff like that, which you guys know I can't obviously make, so I've got to work on that. Let's go ahead and see how Salt is doing.
I also wanted to target train them in an area so that they come forward.
So they
to
station
feed.
in an area,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
So, okay.
No.
Good girl. Good job. You can definitely see that she's eating really well. She's coming up, stationing in the right area. Really, now that noise that is going to start to instill in her mind, and then when she starts hearing that noise, she'll start coming to that area. Again, that's going to be really good for when she's next door in a bigger enclosure. So good job. You know, speaking of hard work, you know, I tell you, it's something that I kind of want to talk more about in the vlog from time to time. It's just kind of like success and succeeding and doing the things that you really love and so on like that. I always want to inspire you guys. I mean, look at the progress that baby Karma is doing. I know we just call him baby Karma because I don't know what else, but just a month ago, he would have ran right off my hand. He's definitely still a little bit angry, but doing really well. Look at how gorgeous he's looking too. Definitely looking more like big boy Karma for sure, with that blue color. The noisy bees are definitely one of my favorite of the Panther Chameleons, and like I had mentioned before, the fact that they don't have big meaty claws is great for kids, right? So a lot of times the veiled chameleons, when you put them on a kid, they're just too pinchy. These guys are really soft claws, and they're definitely the animal that you want to handle for sure. But nevertheless, the point of what I'm talking about is the fact that I'd like to talk more about business and how I have achieved and how I hope to achieve in the future. And a lot of times that is based in just working harder than anyone else can possibly work. Just continue clicker training with these alligators. You know, you can see this one just took it right there. Good job, bud. And of course, this clicker is something that right now they probably don't really relate to that much. But if I can continue to get them, little bugger got one back there. It's so absolutely adorable. I tell you, so if I can just continue to get this clicker to where they know food is coming. There he goes. Good job. Look at this guy's coming right over here. Come on, buddy. See, come on, bud. There it goes, yes! And then I just continue to click. That's kind of how you develop the actual training with these guys, is to click, feed them, click, feed them, and eventually the clicker is going to be something that they actually understand and they'll continue to relate to. That's what we're training them. Eventually they'll go out on display. And you know, getting back to what I was saying is that you don't need to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth or have somebody backing you or something like that or have a bunch of money to get going. It's all about dedication, working hard, and you know, don't use that as an excuse to not follow your dreams, right? Is that you have to just continue to follow your dreams no matter what that means, and you don't need to be born into something to actually do it. As a matter of fact, sometimes that can be a detriment, right? Because then you don't have the work ethic because everything is just kind of given to you, you know? So regardless, I just want to inspire you guys to keep going forward, and maybe now that you know some of my back history, you'll have a better understanding of what motivates me, number one, and why I am so motivated to keep going. And listen, with that being said, I feel like I'm just starting, guys. I mean, the future, I hope, will be much better than what we've got to this point. I have so many initiatives going right now that I hope this next 5 years is going to be the best 5 years of my life, that's for sure. So for those of you people that go, Brian, you work so hard, maybe now you understand why I work so hard a little bit, also where I came from. I don't think that I'm even starting to begin. You know, like I said, I will continue to go. I'm on a mission. I'm going to get those demons from the past settled down, and I'm also trying to achieve things because I want people to love these animals. And I'm not telling you guys should work 7 days a week all the time, unless you want to. But at the same time, I don't want you to use an excuse of, oh, there's no one behind me, or I don't have enough money, because all that stuff really isn't a good excuse. Just get out there, work hard, do the things you want to do, go follow your dreams, and honestly, I know you can do it. I believe in you, because if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. Let me know in the comments if you like this type, if you want me to do more business stuff. Of course, it'll always be animal-based. Regardless, let me know in the comments what you're thinking. If you like this video, here's another video. Can you go ahead and watch that for me? Here's an entire playlist that you can just roll through if you don't mind. Over here, you can hit that subscribe button. While you're over there, turn the post notifications on, all right? Have an absolutely wonderful day, and I hope you'll be kind to someone. I promise. I'll see you guys tomorrow.